Since I came on social media as a content creator, a lot of people from virtually all parts of the world have reached out to me. And among these people, there are some who traveled to certain countries because, in many cases, their travel agents lured them there by telling them, I can process a visitor visa for you to go to this country. And when you get to this country, I have somebody on ground who is going to come to the airport, receive you, and eventually connect you with employers who are going to give you job, and eventually through that process you convert your visitor visa or you apply for a work permit while you are in that country. And many of these people realize that while they were in that country, after they even landed, first of all, there were nobody coming to receive them at the airports. Even if you get a job in that country, you are required to, first of all, after you have been given that job offer, to go back to your country to process a work permit. Now, let's use a country like Vietnam as a case study. Flight tickets, to purchase a flight ticket from Nigeria to like Vietnam, I think it's like over 2 point something million naira. Now, imagine you take a flight to a place like Vietnam with a visitor visa because a travel agent is giving you hope by telling you, don't worry, when you get to Vietnam, I have somebody on ground who is going to help you convert or switch from this tourist visa to a work visa. And after these people believed these travel agents, even as I make this content, there are lots of people, especially from Africa, who are currently stranded in many countries all over the world because they were told that they could switch from visitor visa to a work visa or visitor visa to a student visa. But to their surprise, there was no way you are going to do it except you have to go back home to your country to process that work permit or study permit. So in this very content, I want to share with you some countries, not all, where it is usually very, very difficult to convert a visitor visa to a work visa. This is what this content is all about. So if you are just coming across my channel, please do well to subscribe. And for those of you supporting my work here, God bless you and I appreciate you. Give this content a big like also so that YouTube can recommend this content to others who might also be interested. Country number one, like I mentioned earlier, Vietnam. Currently, a lot of people are stranded in Vietnam. Even in like 1 year ago, I realized that travel agents were cashing out with Vietnam. And at the end of the day, people went there. They ended up begging their family members back home in Africa to send them money to feed and pay bills. First of all, that is not the reason why you left your country. You are leaving your country to go for greener pastures, make money, and be able to support your family members back home. But imagine you are landing in a country, people you said you want to help, they are not the ones you are begging to send you money to feed and pay bills. So please take note and avoid it. Country number two, South Korea. South Korea. South Korea. South Korea, no doubt, is a very beautiful country, no doubt. But trust me, when you go to a place like South Korea with a visitor visa, regret it. If you are going to South Korea with a visitor visa for tourism purpose, for vacation purpose, for business purpose, no problem. But going to South Korea with a visitor visa and your aim, goals, and objective is to be able to convert or switch from that tourist visa or visitor visa, if you will, to a work visa. Very difficult. Very, very difficult. And one thing you also have to take note is that most of these countries, one of the surest ways in some cases to be able to switch from a tourist visa or a visitor visa to other types of visa and eventually getting permanent residence in that country is by marriage. And many of these countries, like these Asia countries, their women hardly even marry people from our side. It is rare. So when you go to these countries, the ways or the advantage of you being able to convert that visa is even more difficult. Because if you go to some countries in Europe, at least through marriage, like, you know what? Because like these Asia countries, trust me, like those Gulf countries, it is very difficult to switch. So take note. Country number 3, UK. The reason why I am adding UK here is this. As I talk to you, I have a lot of people stranded in the UK. These people went there with a visitor visa with the hope they will find jobs and convert. And sometimes it pains me that when I come here to give people legit updates, they ignore. I have done contents on my other social media handles letting people know that you don't have to go to UK with a tourist visa with the hope of converting it. Except you have somebody there on ground who has assured you to say, come. Don't worry, when you come, everywhere is settled. Fine. But for you to say as an individual, you are using a tourist visa to go to the UK with the hope of converting it by yourself, trust me, very difficult. In many cases, even if you find a job, you will spend a lot of money to have an immigration lawyer do it. And in many cases, you are required to leave the UK to go and process your work permit. Only in few circumstances, you can be in the UK and switch from a VV, like I call it, to a work visa. So I am removing the UK. I am adding the UK here. Please, if you don't have somebody there, don't. And if you go to the UK and you are thinking of, oh, if I don't get job, I will switch to asylum. Breaking news. I have said it before. UK signed an agreement with Rwanda. They signed an agreement so that Rwanda will be where they keep the asylum seekers. So if you are doing or processing a visa, a tourist visa to the UK to go and seek asylum, don't be surprised when you are thrown to Rwanda. So at the end of the day, you will realize that you have spent a lot of money. You just spent a lot of money processing visas to UK, and at the end of the day, you guys find yourselves in Rwanda. So avoid UK when it comes to going there with a tourist visa to convert. The next country on this my list, Japan. I will not even dwell too much on this. It is not like it is not possible. First of all, we as black people, there e get place where we say, once you enter, your options go dey limited. Japan, if na, except you have people in these countries, these people, maybe they are your best friends, close friends, relatives, they are telling you, don't worry, come, we got you covered. If not, clear road though. That is that. The next country on my list, Malaysia. Malaysia. As I talk to you, there are lots of our African brothers and sisters who went to Malaysia after people gave them hope that they can work with a tourist visa. That after, if they land in Malaysia and they get a job, they can convert. At the end of the day, these people landed in Malaysia. Visa got expired. Now they are hiding. They are hiding. Even if they find a job now, converting or switching from that their expired visa to a work visa, in many cases, will require them to leave Malaysia to their home countries to process the work permit. The next country on my list, Brazil. Except you have a plan to go to Brazil and do one or two. Maybe you want to go to Brazil and get married. Because if you are married to a Brazilian citizen and you get their passport, usually it is visa free to Portugal. I think so, something like that. Yes. So if you don't have such plans, or you don't have somebody on ground that is telling you, just get the visa, come. Converting that visa in Brazil is difficult. The next country on my list, Australia. A lot of people have gone to Australia after they paid millions, because a lot of people are carried away when they see these countries on TV. Very beautiful. Things are moving well, orderly. They just think that is how it is in all aspects. One of the most difficult immigration in the world is Australia. Their rules very difficult to bend, very strict. Everybody know this. Everybody knows this thing I'm telling you. Not everybody though. A lot of us know. So going to Australia with a tourist visa, except you have somebody there on ground. If not, it is very, very difficult. Now, there are other countries in Europe where usually it is difficult also to convert a tourist visa to a work permit. In countries like Luxembourg, it is also difficult. But on limited cases, it is also possible to convert while you are in that country. But I am just bringing these countries here. There are others. But these countries are the countries a lot of people have gone to and currently are stranded after they were told that they will be able to convert a visitor visa to a work visa. And at the end of the day, they couldn't. So please take note, when your travel agent is telling you you can switch from a visitor visa to other types of visas in these countries, please send that your travel agent this content. If they say what I'm saying here is a lie, please let me know. And I would love to have debate with them. Peace.